through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care if they call us crazy. We can live in a world that we design. Okay, I'll stop there. That is A Million Dreams by The Greatest Showman. And I just stopped it just after it said, run away to a world that we design. So that is a great introduction to our topic today, how we can create the life that we've always wanted and how our thoughts can become reality. Now, in the chorus of that song, every night I lie in bed, the brightest colours fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's going to take, a million dreams for the world we're going to make. So again, it all starts with a dream. It's a great introduction to the law of attraction. That song is basically about the law of attraction. It all starts with a vision. It all starts with a dream. So before we do start talking about the law of attraction, I am just going to recap on Monday, because this is now day 2. Unfortunately, I couldn't do a live. My Wi-Fi is still playing up. Tonight's one, day 3, again, I'm just going to have to pre-record and download on the page. I will try from tomorrow. I'll maybe try and go live again and see how that goes. But for today, I'm going to have to do the pre-recordings. So a quick recap of yesterday. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. We are essentially energetic beings, all connected with this life force energy that creates life from its very, very core. It's present in all of us, in everything. It's everywhere, in everyone. There is nowhere where it cannot be. When we talked about the seed in the particles accelerator that the scientists did as an experiment to try and find out the very, very source of life, when they did this, they did not find particles, so there was nothing physical in the very, very center, but there was the energy. And this energy is formed from love. It must be, because it is what creates life. It is a field of life. It is forever expanding. It is forever abundant, and it is accessible to every single person on this planet. We are all receptive to this limitless amount of abundance that the universe has to offer. When we were perfect little babies first born, we knew this. We were amazing little manifesting machines that knew life was infinite and knew that we had access to all of the abundance that the universe had to offer. We're all interconnected, everything, everyone, by this all-pervading source. And we knew as soon as we were born that we could be anything that we wanted to be, that this energy, the universe was there to help us. The universe is there to, it has our backs, and anything that we would like to have, what we would like to achieve, what we would like to do, everything is there at our fingertips. We just need to know how to tap into it, and the universe is there to assist us. Then what happened? As soon as we were born, then basically life happened, and that's when we were taught all about limitations, boundaries, restrictions. Society got hold of us. We were given these belief systems by all of the people in our life, our parents, our teachers, the things that we see in the media, the news, all of these experiences that we've had, they absorb into our subconscious brains. And as we work at least 90% from our subconscious brain continuously, we believe what has been absorbed into our conscious. We believe all of these belief systems, all of these limitations that have been put upon us. The subconscious is the fear part of our brain. It is designed to keep us safe. It is not designed to keep us happy. That is not what it's there for. It is not designed to keep us happy. It is purely there to keep us safe. It is the ego part of our brain. And because of this, we believe it. And it is that which prevents us from reaching our full potential. And it is listening to our subconscious brain, to our egos, that make us become disconnected to our true selves, to our true spirits, which is within us. But guess what? We don't have to stop there. Once we become aware of this, once we become aware, we can then start undoing all of those limiting beliefs and restrictions that have been put upon ourselves. We will talk more about that tomorrow. We will talk about, oh, not tomorrow, actually, tonight. We'll talk more about that tonight, about how we can help ourselves to remove and be aware of those limiting beliefs systems that we have. So again, that will be something we'll talk about this evening. So once we have worked on ourselves, once we have found out exactly what our limiting beliefs are that are preventing us from really doing the things that we really want to do in life and achieving what we really want to do in life, it is only then that the law of attraction will actually work for you. If you still have those limiting beliefs in your subconscious brain, then when you're actually asking, or when you're actually working with the law of attraction and you ask the universe for the things that you want, and you really have to believe that you can achieve it, if you have any doubt in your subconscious brain, if you still have a slight limiting belief in your subconscious brain, then that is going to prevent you, that is going to prevent your dream from happening, because the universe will know that you still have doubts and it's not going to give it to you. So one of the most important things when dealing with, or when working with the law of attraction, is that you really do need to remove those limiting beliefs that is inside of you. And again, with my coaching program that's coming out soon, there will be more exercises that you can do. There'll be hypnotherapy exercises or hypnotherapies that we can do to help release those limiting beliefs. And when I'm sort of working with people on one-to-one, when I'm sort of dealing with their specific needs, then we can really get into the root and work a lot on what each individual person's limiting beliefs are, in order to remove them for the law of attraction to actually work efficiently. However, we can still talk about the law of attraction in the meantime. And a question that you could ask yourself is, when we are dealing with the law of attraction, is you need to get clear on what it is exactly what you want. Okay, so it's no good sort of wanting one thing, but then it's going to conflict with other areas in your life. So when we are actually thinking about what it is that we truly want, you have to really get clear on that. And what I do with my clients is actually get them to look at every single area of their life. So not just on the things that say they wanted to achieve on a career level, but also what do they want with regards to family, what do they want with regards to their spiritualism, for example. All of those things. That there's a list of about 7 things that I ask them, what do they want under each heading, because you don't want to, feel that you want this absolutely amazing career and then that's going to conflict with something else. You have to get very, very clear as an overall balance, and everything needs to be balanced in order for you to really for the law of attraction to really, really work. So you need to get clear on what you really, really want from life. And again, with my coaching program, you can do a lot of work on accessing and finding out what your true desires are and what is it that fundamentally gives you the most joy in life, to try and pinpoint exactly what your life purpose is. Because yes, everybody is intended to be here, and everybody does have something that they are really good at, that they are here and that they are actually here for. So you can ask yourself, what is it? Get clear on what it is you really, really want, and what am I meant to be truly doing with my life? So what is my true purpose? Because as I said, everyone is intended to be here. Everyone has a reason why they're here, or everyone is here for a reason, should I say. So how do we get connected, and how do we find out what our true purpose is? Well, there are ways in which we can do that, as I have said, with regards to the self-work that you can actually do. But the main focus of this is you have to align yourself with the same vibration of the universe. Now, once you are aligned with the same vibration as the universe, this is how you can then become connected to the universe. So as I said, inside of us is energy, and we are vibrating. That energy is vibrating at a really, really high rate. It is vibrating really, really fast, and it really is the highest vibration that there is. The universe, the source, it's vibrating out of love, and it's the highest vibration that it is. And in order to actually connect with that, you also have to vibrate at that level, because the law of attraction, and which is one of the universal laws, is like attracts like. So if you are vibrating at the higher level of love, which is the same level as the universe, you become connected to that, and that's when things really start to happen for you. This is when life really does flow, when you know, and you will know this because it will be the path of least resistance. Once you know and you feel connected to the universe, it is the path of least resistance. You will find that more positive things will come into your life. You will find that life will flow, things will happen unexpectedly, and you will be on the path of least resistance. So the source or energy that is all around us, it is vibrating at an incredibly fast rate. This life force energy, as I said, is the highest vibration, and in order to align ourselves with this, in order for it to flow, we have to vibrate at the same frequency. And anyone who's tried to, or anyone that has worked with the law of attraction before, will know this is called mirroring. And it is basically mirroring on the same frequency as the universe. And that essentially is love. And therefore it basically involves generating the same life-giving quality that brings everything into existence. That is what you will be doing, generating the same life-giving quality that brings everything into existence. So the universe wants you to connect with it. It simply is awaiting your ability to make that connection. And the only thing that gets you in the way of that is your subconscious part of your brain, that ego part of the brain, which you just need. Everybody that's working with the law of attraction just needs to understand before you actually work with the law of attraction. So in order to do this, in order to make that connection with the universe, to align yourself with the universe, we need to tap in to what I call, so imagine the imagery, what I call the radio station of Love FM, the frequency of Love FM. We need to align with that frequency in everything that we do. Okay, so we want to be untuning to Fear FM. We want to be disconnecting and turning up the frequency to Love FM. So disconnecting Fear FM, and which runs from our subconscious, our ego side of the brain, and start working with the frequency of Love FM. So we need to make a conscious effort to stay tuned into Love FM as much as we can. If we are vibrating at the frequency of Love FM, we are matching the frequency of the universe, of Source, which is when we will attract more and more positivity into our lives. When life will flow, it will be the path of least resistance, and everything good, more good things will come into our life. If we are matched on the frequency, tuned into the frequency of Love FM and positivity, more positive things will enter into our life, and more positive things, we will have much more to be positive about. If we're vibrating solely on Fear FM, and fear can come in many forms. It can come from a place of ego. It comes from emotions like guilt, from shame, from worry. Now, we're human, and there are times in our lives when we are going to vibrate more negatively at times. And, this is natural. This is going to happen. But when we do, we just need to be aware of those emotions, and just not stay in that frequency for too long. And that is the key. We need to be aware of those emotions. We still need to feel those emotions, but allow those emotions to pass. Do not get stuck in the frequency of Fear FM. Okay, because then we will attract negative experiences. We will be on that spiral of negativity. And the universe, you're basically then telling the universe, because you're vibrating on a negative frequency, because of the law of attraction, and like attracts like, the universe will bring more negative things for you, and we do not want that. If sometimes, yes, we will have negativity, we will have negative thoughts. Just be aware of them, but do not get stuck into that spiral of negativity. So how do we then try to stay on the frequency of Love FM? We can do this by trying to keep our thoughts as positive as we can. We can serve others. Another thing is to help people, be kind to people. Think, how can I help this situation? How can I help this person? Another thing is to practice gratitude. There's so much to be grateful for in our lives. When we wake up in the morning, we are waking up, we are alive. Before you step your feet on the floor, just say thank you to the universe that I am alive. I am grateful for this life. You can be grateful for a beautiful sunny sky, to a humming sound of a bee, for the beautiful colours, for your senses that you can see, that you can hear. There's so much in this life to be grateful for, even something like a roof over our head, a nice hot water for a nice hot shower, or whatever it is. There's so much that we can actually be grateful for. So practicing gratitude keeps you on the frequency of Love FM. Do something that makes you happy. Buy yourself those flowers. Give yourself a nice hot bubble bath with candles. Relax. Take 5 minutes alone. Go for a nice walk on the beach. When lockdown is over, treat yourself to a nice new haircut, or a nice massage, or do something good for you, helping yourself to feel good about yourself. Go out into nature. Meditation, that's another one. Meditation is very, very important, because with meditation you are actually acting mindfully. You are changing the state of your brain from a subconscious level and concentrating on the conscious side of your brain. So meditation is another good thing that can really elevate you. Meditation also, because you are in a moment of stillness, you are being with yourself. You are in a state of being rather than a state of doing. Sometimes we can get lost in our lives just constantly doing things for other people. We are constantly, you know, busy with our lives. Excuse me, it's my dog. It's okay, Bo. It's just the postman at the door. It's okay, babe. Good boy. We are constantly doing things, and we very rarely in a state of just being and being still and being quiet. It's okay, darling. It's good boy. Good boy. Okay, another thing is exercise. Exercise is fantastic. It releases all those feel-good hormones, those endorphins, serotonin, all that kind of thing. Yoga is great as well. Another thing that I do to help elevate me is I use crystals. That's another thing that, again, that's in my coaching program that I've got coming up. Details about crystals and what their benefits are, and the certain crystals that are good for certain states of mind. So crystals, essential oils is another thing. Essential oils are actually wonderful. They're very uplifting. Certain ones help with depressive moods, for anxiety. Lavender, for example, helps to relax you, helps keep you calm. Obviously, before you use essential oils, do be careful because there are certain ones that can react or cause allergic reactions. So just look into that before you do actually use essential oils. Another thing is Reiki. That can really help you as well. Now, with Reiki, I'll talk about that later on in the week. Now, Reiki is using the energy that is all around us, life force energy, and it basically is using it to flow through your body. Now, you don't have to be attuned to Reiki to still use chi energy or life force energy, as we call it. So we can still use that. Anybody can actually use the life force energy to help them and help calm them. And again, I'll talk about that later on in the week, but that is another really good thing to use for when you're feeling or when you want to match the vibration of Love FM. Another thing is visualization. Do you have a happy place? Do you have a place that you love to go to that makes you feel just wonderful? It could be just a place in your imagination. If you close your eyes, where is your ideal spot? Now, mine is this oasis. I always, whenever I meditate, whenever I want to feel a bit of sanctuary, I'll take myself away for 5 minutes and close my eyes, and I imagine a beautiful waterfall in an oasis, and I'm just there's trees all around, beautiful flowers, the sun is shining, I feel the warmth on my face, there's beautiful flowers everywhere, there's beautiful different coloured butterflies everywhere, and I take my shoes off and I stand on this beautiful white sand, and then I step into the water of the oasis, and in the middle of this water is a rock, and I just sit on this rock and I just close my eyes, and I just not just close my eyes, but also keep my I look all around me, and I just hear the sound of the waterfall. I look at the butterflies, the flowers. I even visualize myself standing under the waterfall and visualizing all the water flowing down on me and removing any negative energies, any stuck energies that are all around me. But that's my place. That's my place that I really visualize, and that's my happy place. And you may have somewhere completely different. It could be a forest. It could be just a lovely place on holiday that you've visited. It can be anything. So again, if I'm ever feeling sad or upset or just need to feel calm, then I visualize this happy place. Another thing is to try to see the good in everything, in every situation. There are times in our lives when things go wrong. There are some real rubbish times that happen. We all go through these experiences. But there is always a positive side to every single experience. And this is one of the universal laws. This is the law of polarity. Yes, the situation can be terrible, it can be absolutely heartbreaking. However, you can completely flip it over, and sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's really hard to see the positive in every situation, but if you really look hard enough, there is always a positive to every situation. Now look at the situation we're in at the moment, for example, the COVID-19 situation. It is a terrible situation. People have lost their lives. You know, we're in lockdown. You know, businesses can't function normally. It's going to have an effect on the economy, etc., etc. However, there is a huge positive side. Often when really bad things happen, we often see the very, very best in humanity. We hear of these stories of people that are helping others, you know, the kindness that is people reaching out to other people, you know, the amazing stories of the NHS, and, you know, the Captain Tom, another thing, you know, there's just absolutely so many positives that come out of this situation. Another thing I can think of is the planet, how much cleaner the oceans are, less pollution in our skies. You know, so much good is happening as a result of that. So there is always something good that happens in every situation. It is the law of polarity. Another way to stay on the frequency of Love FM is to judge less and love more. Okay, yes, you know, there are sometimes things that people say, things that people do, and you can become judgmental. We're all guilty of this. But if someone has a different opinion of you, rather than judging them, just in a loving way, just ask them, or just say to them, you know, that's an interesting point of view, you know, where did you learn that from? You know, there's so much that we can do to stop judging, you know, and you may even learn something, just even if you don't agree with it, just trying to understand it from someone else's perspective, you know, is a really, really good thing. And we should judge less as well anyway, because we just do not know the things that other people are going through. We also don't know what the things that they have been taught from other people that has landed into their subconscious brain, and they believe that as truth because that's their limiting belief. But that doesn't mean that they're a bad person. That just means that that's something that they have learned from their experiences, and everybody in life is learning, so we really do need to learn how to judge less and love more. So that's just some ideas of how we can keep vibrating on Love FM. And as I always say to people, that as long as we're positive for at least 50% of the time, we will feel a greater sense of well-being. Okay, so we only really need to be positive at least 50% of the time. We try to be positive more than that, but it's just if we are positive for more than 50% of the time, that's when we can get into the spiral of negativity, and more negative things will end up landing on our lap. So try to be positive at least 50% of the time. Okay, so now we're going to come to talking a little bit more about the law of attraction, talking about what is it. And so basically the law of attraction is based on a simple concept of like attracts like, which I talked about earlier on. There are many other phrases which capture the energetic concept of the law of attraction, such as thoughts become things, ask, believe, receive, and what you conceive, you can achieve. So while it's like important that the thought is the foundation of everything that we manifest in our life, there is more to add than that simple concept. So first of all, our thoughts are energy. Our thoughts are creative energy. This is why we have to be careful about anything that we do think. Okay, so our thoughts transmits as energy out into the universe. So whatever it is we think, it goes out into the universe. And this is how the law of attraction works. So there's something that we desire, we have that thought, we ask the universe, and then we have to truly believe without any doubt in our subconscious that this is going to happen in the physical, that this is going to happen in our reality. So our thoughts really are creative energy. And when we actually think about that, everything in the world that's been invented, everything that we have started off as someone's thought. It then manifests into physical reality. Now, it doesn't happen just with a click of the fingers like that. When I think of the law of attraction, the usual ask, believe, receive, I actually change. I see it as ask, believe, take action, and then receive. That is often the missing element. If we do not take action, the thing isn't just going to land upon us. We need to take action. So we need to have the concept, ask for what we want, ask the universe for what we want, really believe that it's going to happen without any doubt whatsoever. So removing all those limiting beliefs from your subconscious brain. Take action. By taking action, it can just be one small step each day. So rather than sort of taking action in one big go, it can become quite overwhelming. So the important thing is to just take daily steps each day towards your goal, that very thing you want to receive. Really believe it's going to happen, and then this will manifest into physical reality. So everything starts off, everything in the universe, everything that's ever been invented, everything, or not even just invented, everything that we have in the physical started off as a thought. So thoughts are the first step in the chain of events that helps to create the reality that we want. And the power to create comes from within us, not outside of us. So our physical world, our external world, is basically a mirror image of our internal world. So everything that we create on the physical side actually comes from within us, not outside of us. So to help it to flow and to help it to happen quickly, we need to find harmony from within, and so that we are not unconsciously sabotaging the process. So that's what we talked about removing all of our limiting beliefs. So the mind and the imagination is an incredibly powerful tool. Thoughts have energy, and if we want to magnify and empower that energy, we need to talk about it down. We can draw it. There's so many things that we can do. When we have a dream, when there's a vision of something that we really want in our life, something that we really, really desire, we need to really, really believe that it's going to happen, undoubtedly, with no doubt in our minds, and we need to live it every day. Imagine that this thing that you really desire already exists. Live it as though it's already here, and that is one of the keys to the manifestation process. That is a very, very important aspect of it indeed. So okay, so basically, thoughts, words and deeds are what creation is all about. But, there is another missing element of the process of creation, which is the law of attraction, which a lot of books that are written about the law of attraction do actually miss out on, and that is feeling. Now, when we're working with the law of attraction and we have a desire for something, as I said, one of the important things is visualizing that it has already happened, live it as though it's already happened, but also feel the feelings as though that thing has already manifested in your life. Feeling the feelings of the universe the energy from the universe really responds to feelings. So the things that you feel, you can easily say something that you want, but if you don't feel it in your heart of how the joy that it's going to bring you, which will elevate you to Love FM, then it's just going to accelerate the process even more. So it's very, very important to feel the thing that you really, really desire. Feel the joy that it will make you, that you will feel when this manifests into your life. And that's a very, very important element within the law of attraction. So the law of attraction works on the idea that we are the sum of everything we have thought, felt, spoken and done in our lives. Okay, so there's probably a few of you may have already worked with the law of attraction before, and the law of attraction is actually working all the time. The law of attraction is working whether you like it or not, whether you are feeling positive, whether you are feeling negative. It's always worked throughout the whole of your life. Like attracts like. If you're feeling great about yourself, then quite often more amazing things happen to you. If you're feeling negative and down, then quite often that can spiral, and more negative things can actually be attracted into your life. So it's important to realise that the law of attraction is always working behind the scenes throughout the whole of your life. And that is why it's so important to realise that it's us that is holding that power within us. So we can control that. We are holding that power. So we are living with the law of attraction, whether we like it or whether we don't. It is happening all of the time. So basically, as I said, thoughts come before actions. Okay, so it's always a thought that's generated before the action. Okay, so that is quite important. When it comes to whether the feeling comes before the thought, it could be either or. So you may have the feeling and then the thought, or the thought then the feeling, but both of those come before the action. But taking action is again a very, very important step. So thoughts and feelings drive the creative process, and without them, manifesting what we want can take much longer. So it's the feeling which really accelerates the process. So that's basically the law of attraction. In tonight's session, again, I'm going to have to pre-record it and then release it sometime this evening. But in tonight's session, we will go a little bit, or talk a little bit again about the subconscious and ways in which we can identify the triggers that can make us overreact, and also to release ways in which we can release some of those limiting beliefs as well. It's quite a long session today. Quite a lot to take in, so you can sort of listen to this recording as much as you like, but I'm just going to leave you with one lasting thought before tonight's session, and that is, okay, now you need to have a little think about this lasting thought. You are the thinker of your thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. So you are the thinker of your thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. Okay, so thank you. So that's the end of day 2 session. I have finished the recording, so I'll now be posting it on to the group, and I will see you all again this evening. Bye.